lightbearers, prayer attention, prayer rest. Thank you, dear Lord, for this opportunity to be gathered here. And please just help us show the light of the light bearers. Thank you for everything. Amen. Amen. Sorry. Prayer attention. Sorry.
Okay, I'm reading scripture. It's Ecclesiastes 12, 1 to 7. Okay. Remember now your creator. Just verse 1. Okay. Remember now your creator in the days of your youth, before the difficult days come, and the years draw near when you say, I have no pleasure.
Lightbearers, may fall out and be seated. Audience, you may be seated.
Adventistist, sit down, Adventistist. Come over to the
Jacob, I'm going to ask you to come on up. You have your Bible? All right. Okay, does anybody remember? This is the first quiz. Anybody remember what the scripture was that Jacob just read? What did it say? Okay, one more time. Okay.
Remember now your creator in the days of your youth, before the difficult days come and the years draw near when you say, I have no pleasure in it.
Okay, remember who?
Your creator.
Your creator. Remember your creator when? In the days of your youth. Who's a youth? Everybody right here, right? Youth. Okay. Remember your creator in the days of your youth. Sometimes, I don't know, we stay here, right? We think of this, or hear it, or maybe assume that we're being told, you got to remember God when you're young because that is, the best time to remember because you just want to play all day and get distracted and kids can just be so naughty sometimes and parents just got to run around and say, you got to remember your creator. But I'm not sure that that is actually the intention, although sometimes we might hear it that way. So we're going to look at a few verses here. What was the second half of verse 1? Remember your creator in the days of your youth. Keep going.
Before the difficult days come and the years draw near when you say, I have no pleasure in them.
Ah. When do the difficult days come?
You have to pay bills.
Bills. Do you have to pay bills yet? Not yet. Okay. When you have to start adulting? Yeah. Things get more difficult. Let's read a little bit more. Verse 2, what does that say?
Well, the sun and the light, the moon and the stars are not darkened, and the clouds do not return after the rain.
So what is this talking about? Remember, Creator, when you're young, because the days are coming when the sun and the light and the moon and the stars will be darkened. What is that? What happens to people's eyes when they get old?
They can't see.
Yeah? Cataracts, need glasses.
Glaucoma.
Gets harder to see. Okay, verse 3.
In the day when the keepers of the house tremble, and the strong men bow down.
The keepers of the house tremble, and the strong men bow down. What are the keepers of the house? What begins to tremble when you get old? You know? Your knees? Yeah?
Your
They might.
hands.
Yeah, your hands. Okay. The keepers of the house start to tremble. And your legs get a little wobbly, right? You need a cane. Walker can happen. All right. And keep going.
And the strong men bow down.
Next.
When the grinders cease because they are few.
The grinders cease. What are the grinders? Yeah, but what do you have in your body that grinds things? What's in your mouth? Teeth. It says when the grinders cease because they are few. What happens when you get old? Yeah, my teeth start falling out, right? There's only a few left. It's hard to chew. Well, you can get some dentures, yeah. Nowadays, we can fix some of these things. And what else?
And those that look through the windows grow dim.
Okay, the eyes are dim. So it goes on and on here. Thank you. That's good. Remember your Creator in the days of youth, because these things are going to happen. It's very poetic here. I really like this as it continues. So I'm getting the impression that this is not, hey, you need to remember because it's what keeps you out of trouble, but remember because actually when you're young, that's a good time. You're full of life and energy, and you haven't gotten old and your knees started shaking and your teeth started falling out yet. I hope not. Right? So this is a good time to remember God. In fact, it's the best days to remember God when you're young. All right, 1 Timothy 4:12. Who has that one? All right. Just read that.
Let no one despise your youth, but be an example to the believers in word, in conduct, in love, in spirit, in faith, in purity.
Thank you. You're good. I'm not going to take on your text. Wow, what did that say? Don't let people look down on you. In fact, in your youth, what can you be? An example. You can be an example to the adults. You can be an example to people about a whole bunch of good things in your youth. That's awesome. So, that means you have some sort of talent, some sort of expertise, something to share with the world that even the adults can learn from. Keep that in mind. All right, Jeremiah 1. 6 to 8.
Then said I, Ah, Lord God, behold, I cannot speak, for I am a youth. But the Lord said to me, Do not say, I am a youth, for you shall go to all to whom I send you, and whatever I command you, you shall speak. Do not be afraid of their faces, for I am with you to deliver you, says the Lord.
Thank you. Wow, okay. This is Jeremiah, who is about 17 years old. God's calling him, and what does he say? I'm just a youth. And what did God say? Don't say that. Don't say, I'm just a youth. Right? He's calling him for a special purpose. He had a very hard task. He had a hard job, Jeremiah did. And God called him because he was a youth, because he had something to share, and he had a special mission for God's people. God says there, don't say that. Don't say, oh, because I'm only a kid. No. God can do amazing things. When he calls, he enables, right? Josiah, you remember when he was given the kingdom of Judah? How old was he? 8 years old. 8 years old. Now, he kind of held on to it, right? But then all of a sudden he began some reforms, amazing reforms, and transforming the kingdom of Judah when he was 16 years old. Okay, 1 Samuel 17:33.
And Saul said to David, "You are not able to go against the Philistine to fight with him, for you are a youth, and he a man of war from his youth."
So, this is the king telling David, you can't fight this guy. You're only a youth. He was maybe about 17 years old then. You can't do that. Read verse 44.
And the Philistine said to David, "Come to me, and I will give your flesh to the birds of the air and the beasts of the field."
Wait, that was it? Oh, 42.
And when the Philistine looked about and saw David, he disdained him, for he was only a youth, ruddy and good-looking.
Okay, there we go. There it is. All right, correction made. Verse 42. So when Goliath looked at David, he goes really upset because David was a youth. What is this? I'm this big, mean fighting machine. And you're going to send this kid out here? And he made him upset. And what did David do? Right. I saw it. And David was the one that did it when everybody else was afraid. It was a youth that changed the entire situation around that time. It's amazing to see these stories and hear this message over and over. Joseph was probably about 17 years old when he was sold to Egypt and became very influential in Potiphar's house, and everything he went on to do from there. Samuel was a really young boy, right, when he was called. When God called Samuel, called his name, remember that? Mary, she was a teenager when she gave birth and began raising the Son of God. Some modern examples. Charles Spurgeon became a pastor when he was age 16. He began preaching. By 20 years old, he had the largest church in England. It is said that by the time he died, he preached nearly 3,600 sermons, published 49 volumes of commentaries and devotions and all kinds of other things. Started preaching when he was 16. Bob Jones, at age 12, was made Sunday school superintendent. He held his first revival meeting at his home church and saw 60 conversions in a single week. At 13, he went and built his own shelter and his own congregation and started his own church, had 54 members. He was pastoring 5 churches by the time he was 16. By the time he was 40, he had preached to more than 50 million people face-to-face without amplification, was credited for tens of thousands of conversions. Billy Graham gave his first talk at age 19. preached to live audiences of 210 million people in more than 185 countries. And probably through his crusades, 3.2 million people responded to the invitation to accept Jesus Christ as their personal Savior. Elizabeth Fry began her incredible prison work and social reforms at age 17. She set up groups to feed homeless, visit the poor in their homes. She became very influential in movements to get prisoners better treatment. She started schools for children in prison or children of parents that were in prison. She fought for dignified treatment of women in prison and created a bunch of programs where women in prison could make and sell items, like teaching them needlework and knitting. So when they got out, they could also have skills. Johnny Erickson had an accident when she was 17 years old, right? A diving accident. She started Johnny and Friends International Disability Center and a weekly radio show that became broadcast on over 1,000 stations. She began family retreats, wounded warrior getaways, Wheels for the World. They collect wheelchairs and refurbish them by volunteers in prisons, restore them, and then ship them all over the world to physical therapists that will fit people in developing countries into these wheelchairs. That started when she was 17. One of the most incredible revivals in history began when Evan Roberts prayed for the nation of Wales at age 26. In 1 year, he had traveled around the country, and 100,000 people had repented and given their life to God. So, why remember God in your youth? Because that is the time that you can do amazing things. That is the best time to remember God. And I want you to keep that in mind, and hopefully some of the things that you've learned in Adventurers and Pathfinders about helping people and about growing yourself and about showing God's love to others can be part of that journey in your life. Well, we have had, an interesting last few years in Pathfinders and Adventurers. And I consider this kind of our, excuse me, our ramping up, our easing back into things year. Maybe not completely perfect, a little less than we wanted to do. We always want to do a little bit more, but we've been very blessed to be able to meet and grow our clubs and do some activities this year. And this evening is about recognizing you guys and what you have done. Thank you. And this year, what you have learned. And so, we will now move into the presentation of our various awards, our investiture, as it's called, when you have reached the point where you've earned some things, and we appreciate everybody being involved and all the support. So, I will ask the Director of the Adventures, Lily, to come up and give out some adventure.
Thank you, Mrs. Snow, for the sharing. Yes. Welcome everyone. Yeah, special adventurers. We have been waiting such a long time to receive awards today. First of all, I would like to say thank you to all the parents and our instructor, Mr. Bravo and Mrs. Bravo, and also Mrs. and Mr. Freitas. Yes, they've been helping a lot. And also, I would say, Mr. Saborena, yeah, to play the piano for us. Yeah, yes, they've been very wonderful. Though we have a up and down this year, so many things happened. someone was sick. I was sick last time, and Gina was helping to bring to help the kids able to finish part of their requirements for the adventurous workbook. It's so wonderful. Thank you, Gina. And right now, I just want to let you know briefly about how many adventurers this year and what are the awards they received this year. We have actually 2 little lambs this year, Blessed Ang and Venecia. And also for the Eagle Beaver, we have Andrews, Emma Sanchez, and also another twins, Oliver's kid. And BZB, we have Zuliata MJ, Aya Riley, and Sambin, Rita, and Frita. Wilder, we have Newell, Annabelle, and Jordan. And Helping Hands, we have Louis, Myton, Kelly, Nick, Fed. So in total, it's about like 20 hours adventurers this year. However, some of them, they were not here today. Some of them were out of town, and some of them were sick. So today we have, I think at least 16 of you today to receive the award. So I know some of you already fell asleep. It's okay. Yeah. It's okay. We should be tired. Yeah, it's a long day today, right? From morning 9 until now, only 5:30. The time for net. It's okay. I just would like to ask, how to say, Mr. Bravo and Mr. Bravo, yeah, to come forward. I would like them to pin the kids. Yeah, Achieve Award. Okay. So first of all, I would like to ask Blessed Ang to have the adventure piece. Some of the order for Little Lamb and Eagle Beaver still have the back order. So now today I just let the kids have the pin. Yeah. Yeah, I was like, Blessed. Yeah. Come forward. Yeah. You want? That's okay. Okay. Yeah. And then okay. So for Emma Sanchez, Eagle Beaver. Can I invite Emma? Emma. Yeah. Yeah, the pin. Yeah. Yes, the adventurer pin. Yeah, you want to take a picture or yeah, okay, over here. Yeah, just yeah. Oh. We would like to pin the adventurer pin and also the Eagle Beaver pin. Yeah, like this. Yeah, like that on the. Yeah, right. Maybe in the future she can transfer on her set. Okay. You want that picture? Good job. Okay, so now we shall invite the BZB, and MJ one. Okay, please welcome MJ. The pin, yeah. This is the name.
Just this one, right?
Yeah, just the one, the BZB. Yeah.
Oh, BZB or
BZB. Yeah, BZB.
right here.
That picture? We get a pin, that busy bee pin. And this is award, okay? This is award. So yeah, you have the award, safety award and nature award, and also the Bible One award. Okay? Small. Okay, good job. Thank you. Okay, and we shall invite Riley Tabarena. Right? Riley.
She has it was borrowed. That one was borrowed.
Okay, she needs one. Yeah, yeah, the set. Yeah. Normally we put a set. Yeah, the new members. Yeah. Okay. It's the same award, Bible One, Safety Award, and also the Nature Award. And also, and also the Written Award. Thank you. We shall invite Rita.
Rita.
No? Okay.
Whatever. If someone can take a picture and send it to me, I've got my camera going live, so on YouTube.
Okay. The busy bee, right on here. So the adventurous bee. So the award that Rita earned this time is the Flower Award, Root Safety Award, Reading Award, and also the Friend Award. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and then we shall come to the class of builder. We shall invite Liwell Ang. Liwell. Thank you. So she received the Taylor Award and also Media Critic, Vice Steward, and Cameras Award. Thank you. Thank you. Jordan. Jordan. Yes. Okay. Can you? Which one first?
Shake her.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. And then, yeah, and then that's it. Stop. Sorry.
Kelly's very enthusiastic about this, right? Jordan. Hi. Kids love to go back and look at things live. I have a YouTube channel. Okay. So the kids love going back and watching things live. I recorded the gymnastics.
Over here.
Yeah, and they Rita watches it over and over and
Oh
over again.
man, that's cool. No, yeah, I've been taking pictures of all the kids and then send them to Mrs. Ang so she could.
Yeah. Annabelle.
That's right.
It must. And then, and stop.
Sorry, I have a hard time hearing too. I have a YouTube channel. That's right. Loading this too? Yeah. It's live on YouTube right now. So you can go on and figure out turn up my name. If I don't get a chance to before you do. And send it on WhatsApp. Okay. You can tag everyone on the WhatsApp or, send it on the WhatsApp so people can go back and watch it on YouTube. I recorded the gymnastics and and Rita and Jordan love looking back on it.
Next year, the helping hands will actually upgrade to pathfinder into pathfinder group. Okay? Thank you. Okay, next person shall be Michael. Michael. My turn. This year, my turn. Not only earning helping hands, he also got his advanced helping hand. Means that it's advanced. He did extra for the class, so he had extra big for helping hands, advanced helping hand. So can we give him a big clap? one of the adventurer who got helping hand and also advanced helping hand. Okay, this the pins that she will receive. It's a regular helping hand and also the advanced helping hand in the style. And next year she'll be promoted to the pathfinder 2.
That's not so bad, huh? This isn't so bad, huh? He said, he told me today, he says, if I go today, I don't have to go the other 2 years. I says, no.
Yeah. And also the Bible Award. The Bible Award. Reading Award. And this is right, yes. Louis Jr., right? Lady will help, Mr. Brown will help to put on those pins. Okay? Is there a picture for, yeah, when you're done, yeah. Yeah, it's a bag. Wow. Got the Bible Award too. Higher Reading Award and also the Flower Award. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much for all the adventurers. For the award that you have not received, I will display a back order and I'll pass to you later on. Thank you so much for all your effort. Thank you also, Mr. Now give them Brian, okay? Yeah, so sorry, it takes some time. Okay, thank you.
All right. So, Pathfinders, we are come to investiture time, and we have a few different things. It has been, well, last year. Okay, so last year, those that were in Pathfinders last year, the conference called us up and said, hey, 2 years ago? 2 years ago. Said, hey, we want to recognize those that have kept, that's right, meetings going like over Zoom, basically. When we were still meeting, sometimes we'd distribute some supplies. We would meet, keep doing our best. But there were only a few clubs in the conference that did that. So the conference actually made a special pin and sent that to us and surprised us. So we are happy to hand that out, and you get something very unique. that we hope nobody ever has to get again. Okay?
Right.
You know, I mean, we'll appreciate it, but we don't want any more, really.
Jacob, you want to come up? Jacob,
Yeah, come on up.
Ethan, Isa, Kielson, Badir, Ariana. I think that was it. This is from the 2019, 2020, 2020, 2021 year. All right. So, okay, here. So this was made and given to us from the conference, and it literally is a pin that shows pathfinders on Zoom meeting. I'm just kidding. And they sent just enough for the pathfinders that were with us that year.
It's still gonna see you even if you bend down. I'm live. On YouTube.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, thank you.
But,
Okay. Take a look at this pen though if you have a chance. It's like it's a computer screen with all the little zoom characters. Anyway, all right, thank you.
no more Zoom
All right.
for me.
So that's kind of a fun one. All right. This last year, we well, every year we try to join something called Pathfinder Bible Experience. And Pathfinder Bible Experience is like Bible Bowl. And you have to learn everything you can about certain books of the Bible. And then they give you quizzes on those Bible books. So we had a team this year, and there are some, well, I don't know. This year was mostly, I just clicked start on Zoom and put them in their breakout rooms and they quizzed each other. That was pretty easy for me to do, but they met, they studied, they met, they quizzed each other, they wrote questions for each other on each other's sections. They studied really hard. And we went to Area 8. Okay, PBE team members, why don't you come on up? Come on up while I'm talking. Okay, we went to Area 8 PBE, and they got a first place finish there. Then we went to the conference level PBE, and they got a first place finish there. So we got to move on to the union level in Las Vegas. And so thank you for some donations to help us get there, and support from the church, and a lot of cheerleaders and chaperones that came along. We were able to go compete at the union level, and they received a second place at the union level. So congratulations for all your hard work. Okay. So they get, what do they get? They get a PBE patch. They get, there's a patch. They get, what's that? Oh, okay. Then there's a special set of pins that we ordered for them. And what is it?
Follow the books in the book. Stories from each of the books.
Well, it's more than this, because there are only a couple books.
Stories. So there's 6 pins in each of the
Okay,
books.
which books was it? What? First Kings and Ruth.
Yes.
Okay. It was First Kings and Ruth. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. All right. But the pin sets, and if you don't know, pins and Pathfinders are a big deal because you collect them, you trade them. They might not want to trade these though. These are characters from those Bible stories. So if you look, each one of these is a different like scene or set of characters from Ruth and First Kings. And so it's a whole set that goes together. So the other thing that they get is a PBE pin, and then you get a year. I don't know what you call these little pieces, but you get a year, and then a bar, and then you have colors for the different levels that you got to. So each year you participate, you get some more colors, some more bars that you get to add on. And so they also get to wear these. So congratulations one more time to our PBE team this year. Yeah. All right. Now stay here. Stay here.
I think yours is done too. The rest of you guys, I brought needle nose pliers, and decided not to stay up late and do them all by myself. So I will let you put them on. Oh, you I need to talk to because I'm not sure what you have already. So some of these kids have been on this team before, and it gets rather long. But I have to say, we've had a number of years of first place, third place, first place, third place. So this time to get first place, and then second. We haven't seen red on ours in a while, ever actually.
Wow.
I don't think so. Anyway, it's kind of fun. Woohoo! So yeah, and then you did it one other place. I put both of them on. Yeah. And then I've got the pliers, so they have to fix it. Let's see.
Okay.
Last time my daughter did this, and my eyes, remember that verse you read? My eyes are dim, so
Okay, this year we have been blessed with a large group of what we call TLTs. That is Team Leaders in Training. And TLT program is an extra program you do not have to sign up for. You can just be a regular Pathfinder and do your friend, companion, explorer, ranger, and then you go into high school and you got Voyager, and then Guide, and then 2 years for Master Guide. That takes you all the way through high school graduation. But there's an additional program, and if you sign up for this program, which these individuals have, you are enrolled in some extra classwork where we spend some time talking about different areas of actually what it takes to run a club. So they have to spend some time planning activities, teaching honors, or even in the past going, it depends, there's 6 different areas they rotate through. Going to a church board meeting, dealing with, insurance and learning some of the nitty-gritty stuff, the accounting, and that sort of thing. So we've done what we can this year with this group. And so these CLTs get the scarves that have the red fringes on them. They will get some TLT patches as well. And they are being recognized for being enrolled in that extra program. So thank you for your extra help and dedication to Pathfinders. Let's give them a hand.
like she charged up. You need to make note of that.
It's supposed to be a really special honor. They get all kinds of accessories.
Isn't that cool?
They're planning our next camporee. They just don't know it yet, so this is a bride. There you go. Okay, you got it.
All right. Wow. Okay, one more hand for our TLT. All right. Now, also, Pathfinders has a rich history, starting with some groups in Southern California that were meeting, and then eventually developed into a program with the curriculum and everything to it. So everybody that's here, Wilson, come on back up. We have, last year was 70 years? Sometime recently. 70 years of pathfindering. So there's a special patch just for Pathfinders being around for 70 years, and each person gets one of those. Huh?
Did you go up there? Oh, you got it.
Came up. Okay. All right. Okay, thank you. You may have a seat. Yeah. I'll call you back up. All right. So this year we've done a few honors. We have worked on some origami, some knots. You'll see some over here if you want to come take a look at the table. We have a few on display. I know there's some others at some people's houses somewhere, or in bags that got left at home. But we have a little display. Come take a look at that. We also got together for some camping skills. Camping skills 1, 2, 3, and 4. Some fire building and camp cookery. So we started fires in a bunch of different ways. We cooked food, boiled, simmered, fried. We wrapped stuff in foil and stuck it in the fire. We put stuff on sticks over the fire. We did all kinds of fun things. And so we had the fire building camp cookery honor as well. So we will be giving out a combination of those with the various class levels. We do not have our friend Pathfinder here. This year we had no companions. So we will go to Explore. Wilson. So after Voyager is Guide. All right, so we have 3 guides. Ariana, come on up. Okay, guide, camping skills for fire building. Nathan. All right. Congratulations, Nathan. Jacob, sir. Okay. Okay, all right. And Izza. All right. All right. Now, if you make it in Pathfinders this far, congratulations. That takes some extra dedication when you're in high school and things get busier. We always really appreciate that. If you make it this far and have gotten Guide, and you're up for it, the next class level is Master Guide. Okay, currently the highest level in Pathfinders. Master Guide is a minimum a 2-year program. I was trying to count how many requirements there are, and it's difficult because even though there's 20 some odd numbers, there's A, B, C, D, E, F, G on a whole bunch of them. So I think there's around 40 different requirements. And that includes taking classes in leadership, classes in child development, studying Adventist history, the history of Pathfinders. It includes leading and guiding in clubs. You have to have experience in preferably adventurers and Pathfinders. And so we have a couple people that are in the middle of working on that and have started that. So I definitely want to be able to recognize them. But Ladier, I mean, you may not have a choice because you're mom. But we really appreciate you being in Pathfinders and working on Master Guide. And if, let's see, Hazel's not here, Vito's not here. Was there some?
Elise was the other one.
Elise, okay. Elise is not here. Okay. So they were all working on Master Guide and have been given a binder that you have to keep things in. It's a real program. It's quite a commitment. And supposedly, when you're done with that, you are able to teach all the levels, go out and start a club, you know, anything you want, because you've really learned a lot at the end of Master Guide, and that's why it gets special recognition. So this is just, I just want to encourage you, keep going, you know, keep working on it even over the summer. You have to do some year-long worships. You have to do like presentations on Adventist beliefs. There's a lot to it. So we want to support you in that and keep going. So, yay with your. So, I want to say a big thank you to staff, and we have, as people join, staff members that also work on some different honors and get those. So I hope that I have figured out maybe who gets what, maybe I'll finish it later. But want to invite Hilario to come up. Thank you for stepping in and putting on the uniform and helping us out this year. All right. Yes. Okay. Adriana. All right. Thank you for your help and cheerleading. And
Yes. So I'll have to get you those missing.
so, thank you. All right. So they've been involved in Pathfinders when they were in Brazil, and so we need to start filling out their uniforms here. And thank you for fitting in nicely with our club and being so supportive, traveling to Las Vegas with us.
And getting honors from South America.
And yes, we were able to do a couple honors from South America that they were able to get down there that we can't order here, and through special connections get them delivered up here. So that's a lot of fun. One of them is accounting that we will be teaching this fall, this next year. Okay. And we have a couple of, let's see, Jose Sanchez. Come on up. Okay, so the fire building can't look green. Yeah. Anything else? Right. Or tell us later, because we actually don't have fire buildings.
But these are the rest of the ones. So Jose and his daughter worked on a ton of honors during COVID and came with a list, quite a list for me. So we gave them a lot of them at the beginning. They were able to show all the club, the models that they made and some of the other things that they had done and really inspire the group. But anyway, so I'm giving him some more of those honors as well.
So I want to thank Linda for being a staff member. Now, I don't think we did anything new that she hasn't already done this year. So I'm sorry about that. We'll try
That's
to choose
okay.
better next year. But thank you for
It's
your
fun
help
helping
and
people
support.
learn 'em.
Appreciate you. She's been involved many years, and anyway, that's great. So we mentioned accounting that we're planning on. We're planning on recycling honor. Might as well. We do that consistently. Also, the community service honor for this coming year. And when we were going through things, I think we came across some honors. I'll just mention them, and we'll have to maybe settle up later, or yeah. If you know that you got this. I think this is what happened when everything shut down and we didn't have investiture the first year. We had done palm trees, digital photography, flags, and string art. Okay, so if you know that you participated in those when we had that but didn't get your patch, we have them, and you can come and get those. All right. I think.
Are you going to give the honors of these? They have effect.
We didn't give that one. I called them. Okay. Okay. I don't have the list. Okay. If you completed origami and or knots, please come up now and get your honors. Origami and or knots. Let's go. Just let her know. No, I don't see everybody's boards over there, so we're going to trust you. Honor system now.
But in yours got flags, right? I don't think you did. You're gonna get these yet? Okay, you didn't get these yet. There's string art and you did that.
Okay, and so a couple final things here. It's a challenge working out schedules and figuring everything out. We just appreciate everybody that's able to participate and support adventurers and pathfinders. Thank you so much, Miss Lily, for leading out with adventures and doing amazing things. Let's give her one more hand. And a very challenging job trying to keep track of all of these things, keep track of honors and pins and patches and uniforms and measurements and some things we order from the conference and some things we order from another place and back and forth and what's back ordered and oh my goodness. All of that would be my wife, Sharon Snar, who stays very busy. Let's give her a hand. I forgot, but I will show this right now. Okay, from the union level PBE, we got this picture frame. Sorry, we'll put a better picture in it. Okay, I'll make it bigger. They put these tiny pictures in there, and then gave us this certificate. So PBE, the CARES Lightbearers, thank you very much. That's a joke. They misspelled ceres, and they called us the CARES Lightbearers. But that's all right. We care. But anyway, this came with that, so we'll end up hanging this back there. So, yeah. One more time. Thank you for coming. I'm going to have prayer here in just a second. We're going to take a little break as we get some food ready.
We didn't combine this before, but in name of the club, I want to give a special thanks for you, Brian, and Sharon also. Without you guys, this club couldn't do what we do this year, what we did, what they did. So the club went beyond, as you see how many honors they have received. So I ask a special clapping for Brian and Sharon. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's been interesting. But before I forget, okay, for Pathfinders, we do have this fall coming up. We have the Union Camporee in October, and so that usually is I don't know, maybe about 5,000 people. It's going to be at Lake Skinner. I think that was the last place they had it. So we will be spending some time scraping some rust off the trailer and getting our tents and things back out that have been stored for a while and sorting through all that. So we're going to have a little work to do in preparation for that, but that's always exciting. And then in 2 years coming up is Gillette. Is it 2 or 3? 2. I think it's
2024.
Yeah, in 2 years. What we have typically called Oshkosh, which is, the location for the International Camporee, is moving to Gillette, Wyoming. Can't quite get used to calling it, yay, we're going to Gillette, but it just doesn't have the same ring. But International Camporee in Gillette, so 2 years out is not early enough to start planning for that, not too early to start planning for that. So you're going to hear us talking about that as well. So we already have some exciting things for next year. We will need to, of course, do a couple work bees over the summer to get some things ready for that and get some things cleaned up. But we're already getting stuff lined up for next year. We're excited about it. And so God willing, with this blessing, we will grow our club and we'll have some more Pathfinders moving in, and that's good to see. Anything else? Okay, what I'm going to do after I pray, we're going to need a few minutes to get some food ready, okay? So everybody hang out a little bit. but I have some Bible trivia papers. So we might want to have some family groups or some help with the kids over here. I'm going to put these at the tables, and you can spend some time talking with each other, filling out some Bible trivia while you're waiting, okay? And then we'll go over the answers in a little bit. We'll see who has the highest score, all right? All right, so a little fun there. All right, let's have a prayer before we have supper, okay? All right, bow your heads. God, thank you so much for being with us here, bringing this group together. This is a special group in this church, and we enjoy what we do together. We enjoy the things that we plan, and help us as we kind of grow and hopefully work in some more activities this coming year. And thank you for the commitment that people have had so far. Be with those that couldn't make it tonight. And also pray a blessing on our food that we'll be eating in a few minutes. Thank you so much for this special Sabbath day and the Lightbearers, Pathfinder and Adventurer Club. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Amen. All right. Okay.